Whew. Wow, it's been a journey, it's been a moment. Hello, guys. I don't know what to say except to just thank God for the journey so far. So I'm waiting for more people to join the live stream. I appreciate everyone that has been with me from, since morning up to this very moment. Let me remove my glasses. I started we started because we've been in this together. We started since 1 p.m. and the time it's about to 9 at this moment. We just finished a powerful session with Lekpasha's Bosse. It was an awesome and a mind-blowing session. You know what this Living My Truth Virtual Summit has done? It has made us all realize that, hey, you are not alone. When you think you have an issue and you now hear somebody else's own, you now realize that thing you have been complaining about, you should even be thanking God for it, because everybody has come from Emeka Nobis to Adenike to Lolo to Nathaniel to Abiola Shegun Williams, and then Lekpasha's Bosse. Oh my God. But if there's one thing I learned from all of them was the power of your words, the power in your words. You notice that something unique to all of them has been affirmations, speaking to yourself, living to your truth. All right? Not what other people are saying, but what you are saying to yourself. So with that, I'm going to be wrapping it up right now with my own session. I know people are tired, but what can I say? What can I do? I have to do my session now. Okay, but like I said, it's just going to be maybe like a 10-minute thing. I'm going to be speaking on the topic broken but not crushed. All right. Oh, Queenette. So Queenette has been with me since. Thank you, Queenette. Oh my God. I don't know what to say. You've been here since 1. Oh, you're awesome. You're fantastic. And the other people that are joining as well. Thank you so much. And to those that will be catching the replay, thank you as well, because I know a lot of people have other things to do. So it's okay. It's all good. But like I always say, I don't care about the numbers, but I will actually pass across what I need to pass across. And those that need it will get it. All right. So I'm going to be talking about broken, not crushed. Broken but not crushed. That's the title of my own presentation. And it's simply just like it says, broken but not crushed. When something breaks, you know what it is. It breaks. It's kind of like shatters and all of that. Oh, thank you, Queenette. Queenette said she was low in her spirits, but thank you. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. So I'm talking about broken but not crushed, and I'm using, at least a lot of you that know me, and those that don't know me, I like to use a lot of my own personal issues to talk, because I cannot talk for any other person than myself. I can only use what I've gone through, what I've seen, and I just hope that it serves as a kind of guide for you, all right, and your situation. So I was married for 7 years, a domestic abusive marriage, and then I left after 7 years. I was separated for 11 years before I became legally divorced. So if I was still married, I would have been celebrating 18 years of marriage. But I bless God for where I am at this very moment. Now, over the years, I'm always here. Over time, I'm sure you heard one of the speakers when she was saying, oh, and I come across as this happy-go-lucky, exuberant person. But I was not always like this. Trust me, I was not always like this. In fact, for those that knew me in the years 2000, because I left my marriage 2009. So if you knew me 2010, 11, 12, in fact, if you read the post the comments what I used to write on my social media posts, you would have known that this person is not a happy person, because I used to just write very, very gloomy things. Just like, God, what's happening today? Okay, I will hold on, Sha. I will do this, Sha. I was very, very depressed. I was sad. I was broken, because I was amongst my group of friends, I was the first person that got married and had a child. You know how it is, your friends, you have this set of friends that you guys started maybe secondary school together, university together, and all of that. I was the first person that got married amongst my group of friends. So which is why my group of friends now, I have an 18-year-old daughter. Most of my other friends, maybe their oldest child is maybe like 14, 13, a few 15, but me 18, because I got married earlier than every other person. So for my marriage that I got, I entered into, for it to now break down, And I knew from the word go, from the first day of that marriage, I knew I had no business being in that marriage because I didn't do my due diligence. I was not even ready to marry, but I just wanted, I was just craving attention, of which over the years, I got to find out that it was my childhood upbringing that was making me crave such attention and wanting a home unit at all costs. Because I even got pregnant before I got married. So in my mind, I wanted that home, I wanted that. So I didn't know why, maybe downstairs, I don't know why he's calling me. So I didn't know why I didn't know why I got married at the time I did, but I sure wanted to marry. And that goes for so many people. Don't just want to do anything. Find out the reason why. When you are finding out the reasons why, you'll be able to know if when you know your why, if your why is not strong enough, or if your why looks stupid, you will just quickly X that thing and stop it. I remember when I was speaking to somebody, we're planning for my daughter's 18th birthday, which was last month. Went to a shop to buy clothes for her, and the owner, I don't even know. Okay. All right, and we're back. So I was asking, so we're just gisting random, and she was like, oh, she wants to have another child, that her children have gone on a vacation or something, and she's only one of them. I said, how many children do you have? She said she has 3. I said, really, you want to have one more? 4. She said, yes. So I said, why? She now said, that because the 3 now that they've gone for holiday in her sister's place, and that they're not even calling. She's the one that will be calling them, that they don't even remember her, that, but at least she has one baby in the house. That one will even be with her, And I was like, is that the only reason why you want to have a child? When I started saying it, she was like, now you mention it, Sha. It's true. This child saved that. So that was her only reason for wanting a child. She wanted a child that would be around her in the house. But can your children be around you forever? Am I not somebody's child? Am I with my mother now? So we need to start to think back as to the reason why we do things. Why do you do what you do? Why do you want that thing? Why do you want that man? Why do you want that woman? Why do you want to get married? Why do you want to have children? All of that. Ask yourself all these questions. But I never did all of that, and of course I paid dearly for it. And I now went through a domestic abusive marriage. When I was in the marriage, I knew I needed to come out, but I was ashamed, which is another thing. Shame and fear. I was ashamed. I was afraid. I was like, hey, what will people say? Bimbo that got married early before everybody. Bimbo, I went to Unilag, and Shagamu Unilag, we always used to form like, nobody can mess with us and all of that. I was like, how will I go and say that my husband was hitting me? I was in an abusive marriage. I couldn't even fathom that. So I stayed there for the 7 years. But when the abuse was escalating, getting to hospital level where you have to go to hospital to treat some bruises, I knew that, girl, you need to leave this marriage. And I left with nothing. Like, I left the marriage 2009. I left my bank job. I lost my bank job 2010. So I now went back to ground zero. This is me where I've always had a job. I served in the bank. I started working in the bank. I never had to beg anybody for anything. I always had money. I always had things, I was born with a silver spoon. If you look at, from my childhood, the only issue that happened was when my mom left my dad, that's when life started to unravel. And I had to go and live with family friends, and that was where the wanting to attention from a man or a unit came from. So I went through all of that, and I now had to start to live life afresh. I had to start from ground zero. I always tell people, I say the best thing to go from in life is to go from grass to grace. That means you go from nothing, 0 to 100. But when you are going from grace to grass, it's terrible because you've enjoyed so much, you've enjoyed plenty, you now go to 0 level, you now begin to wonder, how can you cope? You're now in a situation that you've never been in before. And I was grasping at straws. I did all sorts. I had to now, I was almost bank manager. I had to go and start learning how to make liquid soap. I had to start selling jewelry, I even sold bleaching cream to feed. I started doing odds and ends all around just to be able to feed my children. If I was so bad, I'll take my children to a family friend's place so that they can eat. We didn't have food at home. It was a terrible and a messy season. At a point, I contemplated suicide. I was so depressed. I was so unhappy. No job, no not. In fact, I still saw recently, 10 years ago, Facebook reminded me where I wrote up that, please, I'm still looking for a job. I wrote it there and I was like, God, I was just in a state of cluelessness. Let me put it like that. State of cluelessness. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about it. Friends deserted me. People did not even understand because they were used to the bimbo that they knew that had plenty. So the bimbo that had nothing was strange to them. They couldn't relate with me anymore. So they had to just take their leave. And that was another painful process and a painful moment for me, realizing that everything I thought was real was just a facade. So it was just me, myself, and God, and that is where God comes in. Well, over the years, I've evolved over the years, I've transited over the years. Somebody that sees me now is just like when Lekpasho's Bosse was saying, someone saw her and was saying, you fat, likes your body, blah, 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 at when she was weighing 140. Meanwhile, this is somebody that came from 210 kg to 140. So because people are seeing you in a particular, they don't know where you are coming from. They don't know what has happened, what has gone down. So that's the issue. They don't know what has gone down. They don't know what has happened. So they come, they see you, and they start to judge you based on what they see or what they know about you now. They don't know what has happened, what you've gone through. So you see me now, I'm playing, I'm all over the place, I'm this, I'm that. It seems like everything is rosy, hunky dory. Trust me, it has not always been like that. But I chose life. Let me put it like that. I chose life. I was faced with life and death. I wanted to take the easy way out, which was killing myself, committing suicide, which was actually just going and leaving my children. I was not even thinking about my children, forget, because I knew they will survive. They might suffer, but they will survive. I just wanted to end all the pain. But thank God I chose to hold on. I chose to start again. I chose to cling to life and struggle back up. And that has been my story, and that continues to be my story. Now, I've been able over the years, to put down, especially when I started the Living My Truth series, which I said I put up every Friday. I'll write a real life story of something I've gone through, a challenge I went through, and how I was able to cope and all of that. So over the years, I've been able to notice that, this was the process I followed, which is what I'm now replicating. I've put together and I'm putting it out so that other people can also replicate the process in their own way. Now, the process is, I like synonyms a lot because that's the only way you can remember. So the synonym for the process of going from being broken but not crushed, all right, is people. Now, before I go further with that, I actually wrote down some things. When you say something is broken but not crushed, when you are broken, you can actually get back up. It's when you are crushed that there's nothing. So, imagery, if a plate shatters into pieces, you can't bring it together. But if it's broken in some parts, right? You can start to bring it back together again. And guess what? Even according to medical science, a broken bone, when it heals up, is stronger than any other bone in the body. So anybody that's listening now, you're going through a situation in your life, you feel that you're totally broken, you're totally dejected. How will you come out of this? I want to tell you that you can come out better, you can come out stronger, you can bounce back better. That is my story. That's what I've lived. I'm like a broken bone that has reset itself again and can never be broken, because I now know. Now there's another thing that the Japanese, they call kintsuroi. They call it kintsuroi, and it's a stage of they make pottery broken. They bring together broken pieces of pottery, and they use gold to form it together, and then it looks all the cracks. They use gold to seal up the cracks, and then the bowl looks like a brand new bowl that is beautifully decorated. And that's what I want you to do with your broken state. See yourself, bring yourself back together again, and see yourself more beautiful and stronger than you used to be. Now, the process I want, like I said, the process I follow is the people process. PEOPLE. That's the acronym I'm I'm using. People. Because at the end of the day, it's people that can either make or mar you. When you think about what people say, which is why all of the topics that my speaker spoke about is just all like interwoven. When you're worrying yourself about what people say, what will people think about you? You've heard the stories of all these people, these amazing people that come to speak on this platform today. You've heard all what they said. They chose life. They chose to continue despite what people were saying about them or assuming about them or even pushing in their faces. Do you understand? So, people, P starts for prayers, all right? In the journey of my life, going from broken to not being crushed, people, prayers, very, very important. I always tell people prayers is a weapon and is a strategy. Don't let anybody kid you. Everything we all do, it can only be by the grace of God. The fact that I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, you can hear me, you can see me, is only by the grace of God. It's not by my power, it's not by my might, it's not because I'm better than anybody or I'm special or I'm unique. There's this thing that they call providence, all right? That's what the Oyimbos choose to call it. Those that don't want to say God, they call it providence. And what is providence? Providence is, I wrote it down here. Providence simply means the protective care of God and acknowledging him as a spiritual power. So some people will say, oh, there's a spiritual power, there's something bigger than us. Even all of these people that are worshiping Buddha, worshiping all these other, is because they know that there's a superior power. Now, some of them don't know, oh, Jesus, some of them don't want to call it, oh, God, but they know there's a superior power. So that is why prayer is one of the Emeka, please stop distracting you, your comments, So prayer is one of the strategies and weapons. Then the next one is, so you need to be able to, you must learn how to pray. I'm telling you, there are no two ways about it. There's no gainsaying about it. You must learn how to pray. You must be able to pray. I prayed. All the speakers I brought for this summit, I don't know any of them personally. All right. But I prayed. When I was going to do this summit, I prayed to God about it. And I just, I prayed about it and I just said, God, lead me to who will speak and see how they've come here to bless you, So prayers is very important in your journey. Expectation, that's the next thing. Remember, I'm talking about the people strategy. Expectation, you must be able to manage your expectations. My expectations are what you feel or you believe should happen or should be. Just like you're having expectation of maybe your boyfriend, your husband, or your wife, you have the expectation that he or she should be able to do this for you. That's what you're expecting. But guess what? Expectations can be dashed. They can disappoint you because they are human. They are only human. They can only do what they know how to do. The best of man is man. The best of God is God. And of course, God supersedes man any day, anytime. So when you have to learn to manage your expectations. When I was down and out, what made me feel worse and even slip more into depression? The fact that my friends were not there for me, or those I thought were my friends. The fact that I was deserted by people. I was upset with everybody. Even some family members just ignored me totally because guess what? According to them, I'm now a castaway. I'm now a single mom. I've left my husband. In fact, somebody saying you left your husband. No woman that leaves her husband is this. I heard all sorts. I heard all sorts, So you must be able to manage your expectations. In fact, there's a saying that no expectations, no disappointment. See these people doing love inside my comment section. No expectation, manage your expectation. No expectations, no disappointment. Because the moment you just have it, you're not placing anybody in that there's this thing they call it now. I've forgotten, entitlement. Yeah, some people have, you have this entitlement mentality. That means you are feeling that this person must do this for you. I tell even my children, you have to learn to manage your expectations. Even me, your mother, I can disappoint you. You are my children, you can disappoint me as well. So I have to learn to manage my expectations. So you must learn to manage your expectations, even about people around you. Nobody owes you anything. Nobody, not even God owes you. Why? Why do you think God owes you? Nobody owes you anything. Just understand that the only person that can come through is God. That's the only person. But human beings, nobody owes you anything. So you must learn to manage your expectations. The O is for opportunity. In being broken and trying to get back up, you must look for opportunities and opportunities abound. Forget that story that they tell you that opportunity knocks but once. Opportunities abound, but are you looking for it? Are you on the lookout for opportunities. A lot of us sit down and we wait for opportunities to come our way. Opportunity does not work like that. It doesn't work like that. You must be able to look out for opportunities. All right. When I started Living My Truth series, it was just me writing every Friday. But I saw the opportunity in Living My Truth. I'm glad Emeka is on this call, because Emeka always says look for something that you can even end up impacting people and you will also make money from it. Now I've done the summit. By God's grace, all the speakers, everybody that's come together, I'm going to put it all together, cut it up, put it in a very, very, make it a nice package. And I'm going to sell the replay. Whoever missed out, because like I said, I had over 300 people register for this summit. The 300 people did not turn up. And I'm sure they had one reason or the other. I mean, today is a public holiday. They might have had other things that you were doing and all of that. And maybe they want to listen to any of the speakers. Yes, it's going to be available at a fee, at a little fee. Because you were not there and you want the information, it's value. So you have to look for the opportunity. So I've looked at the opportunity that has come about from the Living My Truth, and I'm like, okay, I have to be impacting lives, adding value to people. I've taken it beyond what I'm writing every Friday. Now I've done a whole summit. 6 speakers came, external speakers, with myself, 7 speakers. You understand? And then, it goes from there. We've done summits. The next thing, now maybe I'll start doing once a week. I'll start doing interviews with some people. You have to always look for the opportunities, okay? Never, ever focus on just one way of doing it. There's so many ways of doing things. Look for the opportunities that abound and take advantage of them. Now, the next one is letter P, which is positioning. How are you positioning yourself? Are you positioning yourself to actually achieve more, or you're positioning yourself to just to be stagnant in where you are? Don't be okay in where you are. You need to move. You're not a tree. Move. Look for other ways that you can position who you are, your brand, let it speak to people. A lot of people knew me as, a lot of people knew me when I was a banker. Now a lot of people know me from being a media personality. Now, guys, guess what? I'm actually evolving. I'm moving into some other things now, because I'm going beyond being a media personality, beyond being on radio. When COVID came, we all realized we sat at home for 6 months. That was when my going to the studio reduced, and I realized I can actually do things at home. I'm broadcasting live from home. I can do an online course, and guess what? I went to go and learn how to do an online course. This I'm talking about, I'm putting it together already as a course, an online course, broken but not crushed, such that I would put it out there. Anybody from any part of the world can actually, you just click, you pay, you click, you download, you watch, you listen, and you put those steps into practice. Simple. Somebody can be in Australia now and buy broken but not crushed online course. So that is what I'm doing. I'm positioning myself to be able to do more and achieve more. You cannot achieve anything if you don't position yourself. That's just the simple truth. So please learn to position yourself, because it's part of what has helped me move from that broken state into who I am today. Now, the next one is letter L, which is leverage. Leverage on the people you have, leverage on the platforms you have. One common thing that all of the speakers spoke about today was their tribe, the people in their network. Okay, that is what I leveraged on. All the speakers I brought here, like I said, I don't know any one of them personally, but I leveraged on the relationship I was able to have with them. Emeka Nobis was because I knew him on Facebook. I've taken a few of his courses. I know what I was able to leverage on that. The questions was said, I was able to leverage on opportunity, leverage on situations, and bring it all together and do something. When you leverage, what is a leverage? A leverage is something that you use as a springboard and you move from. So I've used these people now to speak here to add value to you. It's leverage, because they were able to add so much impact to you guys. I leveraged on the relationship with them, and I was able to pass it across to you guys. When I ended the live session I had with Lepashos, we had almost 400 people, actually join the live. Now, since I've been doing this via this StreamYard, I've only had maybe like 40 people at a time. You know why I'm saying these numbers? Because leverage. Those 400 and something people, before I came here, I already saw follow, like I already saw people following me. I don't know how many followers I have right now on my Instagram from that lectures that we went to go and do on Instagram live. And guess what? It just came about as a result of leverage. I leverage on the relationship. So people in her network now know me and they're now following me and all of that. So please learn to leverage. Then the last but not the least is evolving. Letter E. You must learn to evolve. In fact, you must evolve so much that people will have to ask themselves that, please, I want to meet you afresh. Some of you know me here. You've not seen this part of me. Well, I try to push this part out every time. But you're seeing different sides to Bimbo. So I'm Bimbo, the Auntie Bimbo. Yay, family fun time. The children, I play, I do this, I do that. This is another expression of who I am. I came from being a banker, serious work is the front of computer every day, to media personality. I was on radio, working in a station. From there, I evolved into being an independent presenter. I had my own show. I was paying radio stations to put my show on radio. Now I'm evolving again into something else. All right? I'm evolving again into something else. But guess what? Life is not, they always say the only constant thing in life is change. Change for the better, all right? So I want you to learn to evolve. Don't be stagnant. You cannot afford to be stagnant. People have called you a loser. People have called you, if I tell you some of the names that people have called me, because, I'm a single mom, I'm divorced, I'm this, I'm that. Some people make some very stupid comments. Some people make some very funny comments. Some people make but guess what? Here I am, I don't care. Initially, I used to care. It used to weigh me down. I used to feel ashamed of myself. But I then came to realize that, girl, you've got it in you to go ahead and shine. Your roles don't define who you are. Let me say that again. Your role does not define who you are. You are first a woman and a human being before you became either a wife or a mother. So don't allow those roles, the fact that you want to become those roles, don't allow it condition you to the point that you forget that you have other ways to express yourself. I always tell people, I say, look, it's not all of us that we get married. That's the truth. It's just like the Bible says that the poor you will always have with you. I'm bringing back the Bible here. I believe so much in God and I carry it on my head. I don't care because that's what has brought me to this level. I was reading the book of Matthew and Jesus told his disciples, they were talking about how somebody was poor, and I can't remember how the story went, but the part that stood out for me was Jesus said, the poor you will always have with you. So that means that some people are just going to be poor forever. But God forbid that you or I be the people that will be poor forever. But so also, but it's a reality. Some people are never going to get married. So because you're going to be poor, I mean, I know someone there's these people that every morning they go on the road and they are preaching Christ. You know that when you look at them, the way they are dressed, you know that they don't have much. But guess what? They are preaching Christ happily on the roads. And for them, that is giving them joy. They're not dwelling in that negative space. So I need you to understand that you have to keep evolving. So the Bimbo you see today, the Bimbo that is speaking to you today, the Bimbo that is organizing Living My Truth, the Bimbo that is, adding value, the Bimbo that is playing. Bimbo, some people tell me, if I want to be happy, I have to go on your page every morning, at least I'll see something. His answers has not been making me dance and show you guys all sorts because I've been in a sober mode. But this Bimbo evolved to who she is today, to who you see here, to who you see around. I evolved to this point. I've gone through, if I start to tell you the things I've gone through, it's enough to actually bury me. Is enough to bury me. I remember last year, I was here in my living room and all of a sudden, I couldn't stand up. And you know why? Later on, we found out that it was because I had a breakdown, a nervous breakdown, because I lost a huge sum of money. I lost a huge sum of money, and I just thought that was the end of the world. And I was like, hey, God, how will I cope? How will I cope? How will I cope? But then, all these strategies that I've said had to start coming back to me. I had to start teaching myself afresh again. And here I am today, and I'm telling you, you might be broken, but don't be ever feel that you have been crushed. Because when you feel like you've been crushed, it's all over. But you can be broken, but you bring yourself back again. I spoke about King Roy, how the Japanese, they bring broken pottery together. They now put with gold. They use gold to form it back together. And the lion looks finer than the original the original pot that they were trying to make, simply because it was broken. It wasn't crushed, but it brought it back together again. I've told you about how a broken bone, the doctors will tell you when a bone breaks and it heals, it can never break again in that same spot. It can never, because it becomes stronger. It becomes stronger. So that's what I want to tell someone today. You might be broken, but you are not crushed. Get back up. Apply these strategies I've mentioned, the people strategy, prayers, expectation, opportunity, positioning, leverage, and evolving. Okay? Always remember this. If you don't remember any other thing, remember these things. Prayers, expectation, learn to manage expectations, opportunity, look out for opportunities, positioning, position yourself. Nobody will do it for you. Leverage on the relationships you have, leverage on the people you know, your tribe. Look for the few ones that send you. Everybody will not send you. Remember what Lolo said, you are not called for everybody, but those that you are called for will know you and they will stick with you. All right, so look out for those ones, leverage on your relationship with them, and then evolve. Learn to move. We're in the digital era now. Whether you like it or not, it has come to stay. It's not going anywhere. COVID has even made it worse. Now you go online, you see people looking for remote workers. That means you sit down, you work from home. I am sitting in my house since morning. I've been doing Living My Truth Summit. When we went on break, I quickly ate. I came back. I lay down on my sofa here. I came back here. This is the digital era. You cannot afford to say, I don't know technology. If you know what I've learned, and I learned of what I'm doing now. I attended some sessions with Emeka Nobis, and that was where I was realizing that people are doing great things. A 24-year-old boy that I know, he just bought a house and a car with his money, all expense paid. He's not owing anybody. From me, digital. What's your excuse? You will learn it, Neil. For the past 2 weeks now, I've been learning how to build websites. Very soon, I'm going to come out and tell you guys I'm building websites. And people will pay me and I'll collect my money and I will go. I've been learning every day from this online space. You have to learn to evolve. Stop feeling that it's just one way that you can do things. Start to look around. Oh, what's happening? You can learn all of these things. And that's why I did my online course as well. I'm building my online course, Broken But Not Crushed. That's the title of the course. And it's going to come out in November by God's special grace. All right. And if you pre-order, you will get it at a very, very cheap rate. Tell your people, I'll put it up after all of this because I'm tired right now. I know somebody will say, sell your market. Right now, I'm very tired. But I know that if you know the value of what I've been bringing to you, you will know that online course, it's a must-have. All right, it's Broken But Not Crushed. That's the title of the online course. So all of these strategies, I'm going to break it down in so many ways. Talk to you how to, love yourself again, how to get over limiting beliefs, how to be able to, put a system, structure, and support in place, how to be able to accept who you are, how to define your truth, how to work on yourself, and be able to make money at the end of the day. Because a lot of times money is very important. Money is very, very important. In fact, who was I listening to? Was it Kule Shorion? Yeah, Kule Shorion was saying that. How can you, in your position, how can you not have money and you want to impact life? It's not possible. Money is a weapon and you need to have it. So how will you have money? By doing different things that will bring in the money, legal things that will bring in the money. So don't stay in one place. Look for what you can do. Go online. There are so many courses. That's how I learned how to make online course. I learned it. I didn't learn it from heaven. I learned it right here. You can learn it as well. Okay. So with these few words of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you might be broken, but you can never be crushed because you will bounce back up. Join yourself together with the people strategy. All right. And when my course comes out, it's coming out, like I said, my course is coming out in November, Broken But Not Crushed. It's going to be 15,000. But if you pre-order, because you attended the summit, you can get it for half price, which is 7,500. I'll put it up on my social media platforms from tomorrow. I'll start to put it up. Anybody that attended the summit that wants to pre-order, 7,500. But those that did not attend the summit is 15K. But those that attended the summit, especially those that stayed from the beginning till the very end, you guys are the real MVP. I don't even know if me I would have been able to stay this long, but I know that you gained so much value. I know that you were blessed, and that's the most important thing of all. For me, I mean, I can just drink water on that and go and sleep. The fact that you were able, Quinette says this was a PhD session. I deserve this certification. I know, right? I give God the glory. The fact that you were able to gain so much value, so much worth, even me, the convener of the event, I wrote like 6 or 7 pages of different things that all the speakers said. They brought fire, they brought life, they brought hope, and they brought assurance, they brought conviction, they brought, the fact that you can live your truth and still excel, live your truth and still succeed, live your truth and still be happy. All right. I want to thank everyone once again. In fact, I feel like busting into tongues right now. I'm busting into prayers because I've been planning this for, well, not so long, really, to be honest with you. I think this just came about end of last month. It just came to my mind, like, and when God just dropped something into me, I move. So I just said, okay, I should do it. The first week of October, I used it to pray and fast. And then the second week, NSAS started. Third week, NSAS continued. They kill people. So I was not even able to even market or push it out or do it the way. But you know what? I thank God that I still was able to do it. I thank God that lives were still impacted. I thank God that you are here and you were able to gain value from this. And my prayer is that your lives will never be the same again. Your lives will transcend from glory to glory. See, I'm a living example. I am someone who has been cast down, forsaken, but I've not been destroyed simply because I chose to live my truth. I chose not to be crushed. Yes, I might have been broken, but I chose not to be crushed. And I'm coming up, rising up. I'm getting better and better and better. And you can as well. I don't have 2 heads. Neither do you. If I can do it, you can do it. If all of our speakers will go through all they did. The Precious Boss's story wowed me. In fact, there's none of them that their story did not wow me. All the speakers had something deep to say. Is it Abiola Williams, Segun Williams, that one? You are not able to cry. Man, people are going through. So own your issue with your chest, but don't dwell in that place. Look for how to bust out. In fact, if you've gone through all these sessions, then I must see transformation in your life. I must see changes in you guys' lives. I mean, for those that I know, I should see changes on your social media. I should know that things are, there's a shift somewhere. Nothing is not, it's not a mistake that you were part of this, okay? So, thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. Even if you're catching the replay as well, I appreciate you. Thanks for making the choice to actually, invest in yourself and take, be ready to take yourself to the next level, because that's what you've done with this. All right. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Bimbola Sokwe. My Instagram, Living My Truth. Don't just watch. Click the subscribe to the channel, all right? Because I'll be having more interviews. I'll be loading up here, and of course, oh my God. The replay will be up next week by God's grace. All right. I'll put all the different sessions. We'll edit it to make it, put it in compact ways. If you want the replay, I will put it up for you. I'll tell you how much it's going to be. It's not going to be expensive because it's not about making any money, but it's just the fact that those that were here, people can't just come and be watching replay now. Those that were here and cause sins, they actually sacrificed something. So you also have to sacrifice something. So I love you guys. Quinette, Sheila, Mary, Adam, you guys, I can't even start calling names. You guys are the bomb. To all my speakers, please say a prayer for my speakers tonight. All my speakers, from Emeka Nobis to Adenike, to Lolo, to Nathaniel, Biola, Segun Williams, and Lepashos Bosse. As you are going to bed tonight, please just say, in fact, before you go to bed, wherever you are now, just say a word of prayer for them, please. Thank you, Dekola. Thank you. Just say a word of prayer for these people, for choosing to come to, expose themselves, be vulnerable, and help us. Please just say a word of prayer. That's the only payment that I want you to help me give them. Prayers, because I know that your prayers will definitely do a whole lot in their lives. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Till I come your way again. keep watching, keep focusing on social media. I'm always everywhere. Bimbola Sokwe, then on Instagram I'm Labims, so Labims, and then Bimbola Sokwe on Facebook. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your night. 9:31. Oh my God, you guys rock. My name remains Bimbo Ola Sokwe. I'm going to take paracetamol this night. Bye. Stay safe.